This is Top 30.
Welcome to the show. I'm Richard Bacon.
And I'm Kristen Smith. We have 30 stories in 30 minutes. Coming up, there's a massive recall for a certain birth control pill. Why the makers say it doesn't work. After her show was abruptly canceled, Roseanne Barr speaks out in another Twitter tirade. And from homeless to Harvard, we'll share this teen's inspiring story. But first, it sounded absurd last week when a family in Portland said their Alexa device recorded a personal conversation and then sent it to a person in their contact list. But then Amazon confirmed, yeah, it happened. And now it turns out your Alexa might be recording your conversations without you knowing it too, picking up on random words and misunderstanding them as commands. So here's how to check your device to see what, if anything, is recorded. You can even listen to it and then delete it. First, open your Amazon Alexa app. On the top left, open the menu option and click on Settings. From there, scroll down to History and then look for anything that says Click to Play Recording. You might be shocked at what you find. If you wish to delete the recordings, there's a delete option in each individual message, or you can wipe it entirely by going to Amazon's Manage Your Content and Devices. And then you can thank your lucky stars if none of your recordings were ever sent to anyone.
All right, let's go to the New York Stock Exchange for our Fox Business Minute with your friend and mine, Nicole Pedalides. Nicole, Chick-fil-A has made a big announcement.
That's right, Richard. Chick-fil-A is hiring hospitality professionals for $17 an hour in Sacramento. And all employees will receive paid sick leave. Current employees are paid up to $13 an hour. Meanwhile, the minimum wage in California is $11 an hour. They say diamonds are forever, but are they really if they're grown in a lab? De Beers, one of the giants in the jewelry industry, is launching a line of lab-grown diamonds called Lightbox. Prices start at $200 for a quarter-carat stone. That's about a tenth of what a real one costs. If you find yourself dishing out a few extra bucks during the summertime, you're not alone. A new survey finds that Americans spend about $300 more on socializing in the warmer months than the rest of the year.
And Nicole, what do people spend the most on during summer?
Dining out takes the biggest bite out of most people's budgets. But get this, almost half of respondents choose to go out to eat just to earn rewards or cash it back.
Interesting. Nicole, in New York, thank you.
This next story is wild. Nearly 170,000 sample packages of Taytula birth control pills have been recalled by Allergan because a pill mix-up has increased the chance of unwanted pregnancy. Placebo and active capsules were packaged out of order. The recalled packs carry a May 2019 expiration date. And a jury in Nevada found that magician David Copperfield is not liable for injuries Gavin Cox sustained while participating in his Las Vegas show in 2013. Copperfield was reluctantly forced to reveal how he made 13 audience members disappear from the stage during his famous lucky number 13 trick by shuffling them through secret passageways. And look at this crazy video. That's a dust devil. Lance Brown was driving in Scottsdale, Arizona when he pulled over to capture the dust storm. And I used to live in Arizona, and I can testify that those things are very real. Now let's go to Danielle Knox from Fox 35 Orlando. She has what you need to know today. So Danielle, I hear Americans are turning away from some classic foods.
Yeah, that's right, Kristen. Some classic American food staples are going out of style. Researchers say people are steadily turning away from breakfast staples like cereal and milk, and for lunch, tuna salad and tuna sandwiches are losing fans. The same goes for cottage cheese. Americans are also avoiding lima beans, Brussels sprouts, and frozen meals, and are choosing to eat less ice cream for dessert. Listen, I can understand the lima beans. Well, there's some bad news for 80s babies that may have you checking your bank statement. Children born in the 1980s are officially the most in-debt generation. This is according to a new report from the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis. Researchers say 80s babies have mountains of student loan and credit card debt, making it harder to buy homes or stocks, which would have resulted in an income boost. And there's another reason to go vegetarian. You'll not only lose weight, but your bank account will get fatter. According to research presented in the European Congress on Obesity, on average, following a vegetarian diet costs about $2 less per day than the Mediterranean and other diets. That's some food for thought, and that's what you need to know. Kristen, let's go back to you now.
Well, I will say it is easier to eat healthy when you know you're saving some money. Thanks, Danielle. And Top 30 will be right back.
Welcome back. A new study from Harvard School of Public Health estimates more than 4,600 Americans in Puerto Rico died from reasons related to Hurricane Maria. To put that in perspective, that's higher than the number of Americans who died in Hurricane Katrina and the 9/11 terrorist attacks combined. Puerto Rico's official death toll is only 64, but experts have long argued the actual number of deaths is substantially higher. The Puerto Rican government previously commissioned George Washington University to assess the death toll from Hurricane Maria. The results from that study are due out later this summer. In the meantime, officials in the Puerto Rican government welcome the Harvard study to help them gauge the damage from the hurricane. Carlos R. Mercader, executive director of the Puerto Rico Federal Affairs Administration, said in a statement, quote, "As the world knows, the magnitude of this tragic disaster caused by Hurricane Maria resulted in many fatalities. We've always expected the number to be higher than what was previously reported." And it seems just astonishing that when that number came out, it wasn't a much bigger story.
Now for this week's Page Six Fix with Elizabeth Wagmeister. Liz, what do you have for us this week?
Well, Kristen, after splitting from Aniston in February after 2 years of marriage, the actor was just spotted soaking up the sun in the south of France with BlacKkKlansman actress Laura Harrier. But while they were enjoying the sun, Paris Jackson was braving a wild storm in Paris barefoot. Jackson, who was attending the Mexican rodeo-themed fashion show for Dior, apparently stormed out because she disapproved of the performing animals. Before the show, she had asked 2 assistants to help her get out of her high-heeled sandals for an impromptu photo shoot in the rain. And it looks like reality TV star Spencer Pratt might be having the best week ever. After meeting Taylor Swift backstage on her Reputation tour earlier in the week, Pratt was starstruck again by a chance encounter on the street with none other than Ben Affleck.
Dang! Oh my God, I'll actually have chills for real life.
And that's this week's Page Six Fix. See you next time.
Okay, very cool. Thanks, Elizabeth. For more news and gossip, watch Page Six TV weekdays. Check your local listings. As we age, our skin changes, and nobody likes dark spots and other blemishes, so many dermatologists swear by retinol, which is why we've got today's top 30 steal for you. Verso Skin Dark Spot Fix at a special 54% discount. This concentrated retinol 8 formula is used to reduce the appearance of dark spots that are caused by sun damage, acne, and aging. With continued use, you can have a healthier, smoother, and even a more youthful complexion. This paraben-free formula will rejuvenate your skin and reverse visible signs of aging. Even though this product is super powerful, it's still safe for sensitive skin and daily use. The Verso Skin Dark Spot Fix retails for $150, but today you can buy it for just $69. That's a 54% discount. And you can get this right now at shoptop30.com while they last.
Welcome back to Top 30. Roseanne Barr is back on Twitter after a controversial tweet led to the cancellation of her show. Barr said she was taking Ambien when she wrote a message about senior Obama advisor Valerie Jarrett. She apologized to Jarrett as well as to the show's wonderful writers, all liberal, she said, and talented actors. So a lot going on here, a lot of very fast decision by ABC and Disney to cancel the show. Ambien have recently put out a statement saying that, this is their exact quote, "Racism is not a known side effect of Ambien."
Yes.
By the way, I would not have included the word known if I was Ambien. I wouldn't leave any wiggle room. I'd just go, racism is not a side effect.
Yeah, this is pretty incredible. Hundreds of people have now lost their jobs.
Yeah, they have.
Valerie Jarrett did respond in a classy way.
Yes, she did.
Saying that this can be a teaching moment.
If you actually go back through her previous tweets, you do think, sorry, why is that the line? Like, why wasn't that the line? Why wasn't that the line?
Yeah.
What about that one over there?
Yeah. She has quite the Twitter history. Absolutely.
She believes in conspiracy theories. Yeah. But I do think what ABC did very well is I think we live in an age where we assume that you can just say any old racist conspiracy theory, demonstrably untrue nonsense and get away with it. And actually, they're kind of saying you can't.
Yeah. Well, we should say Roseanne is apologizing. She's, tweeting still right now. She's still on Twitter. So anyway, we'll keep you guys posted on how this saga develops. Meanwhile, let's talk about some words. The words that Americans have the hardest time spelling might surprise you. In honor of the National Spelling Bee this week, Google released a list of the most searched for words in each state. Number 1 with 11 states was beautiful. Other words on the list include resume, schedule, and canceled. I didn't realize that beautiful was a tough word, but some other words on this list I do understand why people would have a hard time spelling, like hors d'oeuvres.
Well, no, well, that one's funny. So in Alabama, they search for the word cousin a lot, because there's some people, quite a lot of people struggle to spell it. Montana, tomorrow. A lot of people can't spell the word tomorrow in Montana.
It's the 2 R's.
But I do, yeah. But I do think in Florida, they do seem rather intelligent in the sense that hors d'oeuvre is the main word or words they can't spell.
Right.
They don't search for any English words in any number. They've moved on to another language.
In Florida.
They've gone on to French.
Vacuum in Iowa is tough to spell.
W. And anyway, you don't need to spell anymore, right?
Autocorrect.
Autocorrect. Or you just like dictate into your phone.
I always do that.
Cancel my hors d'oeuvres tomorrow. Tell you how to do it.
Exactly.
Top 30, we'll be right back.
In today's hometown stories from Fox 10 Phoenix, 20-year-old Veronica Miranda is going to spend her entire summer volunteering in Haiti. She's working with the organization Partners in Action to build a sustainable coffee shop. Veronica had a rough upbringing herself, growing up in an orphanage in Mexico. But now she wants to give back and be an example for others.
Just how there was people giving to me, I just want to be able to be there for other kids.
In our second story from Fox 9 Minneapolis, a surprise $10,000 donation to the Chisago County Sheriff's Department means every patrol car will be equipped with an automated external defibrillator, or AED. An AED can be used to send electric shocks to the heart if someone's having a heart attack. And since patrol cars are usually the first to arrive on scene, an AED can be a lifesaver. While the deputies are grateful to have them, they certainly hope they'll never have to use them. And in our final story from Fox 46 Charlotte, police officers in Concord, North Carolina, made a dream come true for one girl in New Jersey. 12-year-old Jenna Dumansky's little brother, Tommy, was born with a rare condition and desperately needed a bone marrow transplant. Well, luckily, Jenna was a match, and her donation saved her brother's life. Well, Jenna is a huge NASCAR fan, and Concord Police Captain Alan Lee heard about her story. He and some other officers pooled their money together, and Jenna got to go to the Coca-Cola 600 this past weekend. Welcome back to Top 30. A new study shows work meetings can actually hurt employee productivity. Researchers say many people stop working 10 or sometimes 20 minutes before a meeting starts to make sure they're not late. If there are several meetings scheduled in a day, these minutes can add up. So I guess the general idea here is that if people know they have a meeting, they don't feel like they have enough time to do anything productive, so they choose to do nothing.
It's a quite a confusing bit of research. Because if people are stopping 20 minutes early to make sure they're not late for a meeting, then it's good to not be late for a meeting, and that probably increases productivity, even if though you're decreasing productivity by stopping work for 20 minutes before the meeting. It doesn't seem like it doesn't seem like, I can't work out if this is net negative or net positive, really. The only mildly interesting thing in the study is if you say to someone you've got a meeting in 5 minutes, they do nothing with that 5 minutes. If you say to someone, according to this research, you've got 5 minutes spare without a meeting, at the end of those 5 minutes, they'll get a load done.
Right.
Right, that's it.
Okay, so do we have a meeting today? No, right? Okay.
Good game. A mother's blog post has ignited a debate online. Her daughter, Sarah, was not behaving during a play day at her friend's house with a boy who was younger and smaller. Then the boy's mother disciplined Sarah, telling her she needed to stop being rough or the play date would be over.
I've been in this situation a million times, you know?
Yeah, where someone's disciplining your kid.
Yeah, or not necessarily. I mean, that's the thing with this story in this blog. She calls it discipline, but it's not really discipline. It wasn't discipline. At least that's not what discipline looks like in my house. It was really just a stern talking to.
Because the kid was bigger than the other kid, right? And they were playing.
Talking loud, yeah, kind of yelling and being rowdy like kids do. So the mom at first got a little upset, like, oh my gosh, my friends did, like, you know, being stern with my child. But then she felt ashamed because it's like, oh my gosh, I should have said something.
I think it's, I think outsourcing the telling off and the disciplining of your children to someone else is a fantastic thing.
Hey.
I'd far rather someone else did that.
I know, right?
Than me. Yeah, I'm all for it.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, well, the internet is going crazy over this one. It's a designer piece of clothing that costs almost $1,300. Take a look at Balenciaga's T-shirt shirt. It's part of its fall 2018 collection. Here's the deal. You have 2 shirts in one. My only issue with this, now I know it may be posh and designed by Balenciaga. It's so ugly.
It is ugly. Yeah, there it is. It is odd. It's yeah, it's a shirt hanging off a t-shirt, right?
So it's like you have a collared shirt, so you can put a dressy shirt on, and then you'll have a cape on the back.
Right, yeah.
It's a t-shirt, or you can put the t-shirt on and then have a dress shirt hanging off your chest.
Yeah.
Who comes up with this stuff?
It just looks too eccentric.
Yeah, it does.
It's $1,300.
That's a lot of money for a t-shirt shirt, even for 2 shirts. 2 separate shirts.
Is it a lot of money for a t-shirt?
That is a lot of money for a t-shirt. Stop it. Nobody spends that much money on a t-shirt, do they?
I just pick good ones, not terrible ones.
Okay, well, at least that helps.
Yeah. Now spending $1,300 on a t-shirt makes perfect sense. Top 30, we'll be right back.
Welcome back to Top 30. A Philadelphia teen who was bullied and homeless made a decision as a 6th grader that would change his life forever. Richard Jenkins remembers lying to his friends about living in a homeless shelter. He felt guilty, and that's when he decided he was going to do something to make his life better. So he started focusing on academics, something he says came naturally to him. During his junior year of high school, he got a promotional email from Harvard University.
That email really changed everything for me. I found that Harvard has this great program for if your family makes under $65,000 a year, they owe nothing. So I was like, okay, you're telling me all I gotta do is get in. Game on.
Jenkins put in the hard work and eventually became class valedictorian at his boarding school. And he was accepted to Harvard on a full ride scholarship. He plans on studying artificial intelligence and wants to start his own company one day. Well, a former bachelor is trying to do some damage control after a very controversial scene on the show. Jason Matheson, host of The Jason Show on Fox 9 in Minneapolis, joins us now to tell us what's up. Hi, Jason.
Hey, Kristen. Well, attention Bachelor Nation. There is a disturbance in the Bachelor force, and it comes from Ari. Remember him? He was the last Bachelor, and, well, a lot of you remember him for that uber dramatic breakup with Becca. Remember, they're sitting on the couch. He broke up with her. She told him to leave. He stayed. We were all very uncomfortable. Well, now he's telling GQ magazine that that whole thing, that whole shenanigan was a setup, that producers told him to keep going back into the house even after Becca told him to leave. He said the producers forced him to do it. My opinion is he's saying that now because of how bad he looked during the show. He, by the way, is engaged and waiting to be married. Kristen?
You know, it's always easier to blame someone else after the fact, right? Thanks, Jason.
19-year-old Ryan Strasznicki was paralyzed in the devastating Humboldt Broncos bus crash and says he's willing to do whatever it takes to heal, and that includes seeking treatment in the US. Despite being paralyzed from the neck down and losing 16 team members, Ryan's keeping a positive attitude.
Circumstances may say otherwise, but I think just being positive helps so much. It'll help me heal for sure.
Ryan currently gets physiotherapy twice a day at Calgary's Foothills Medical Center, but his dad, Tom, said Shriners in Philadelphia reached out offering treatment. Tom said it's a big-time boost. He's very excited. It's fantastic news. We haven't been there, but we've heard about it, so you've got to try it. He's expected to get 6 to 8 weeks of spinal treatment at Shriners in Philadelphia before returning home.
Welcome back. The Battle of the Ballers continues as we head into the NBA Finals. And one basketball star continues to make his hometown of Charlotte, North Carolina, very, very proud. Paige Failing from Fox 46 in Charlotte joins us to tell us why Steph Curry is so near and dear to their hearts. Hi, Paige.
Oh, Kristen, you know we take any chance we can to claim our boy, Steph Curry, right? The Golden State star grew up right here in Charlotte. And LeBron, of course, may be known as King James, but when faced with the Queen City native, James may just have to hand that crown to Curry for a 3rd time in 4 years. Steph was shining on the court Monday in the Warriors' win over Houston. 27 points, 7 of 15 three-point attempts, not too shabby for the Charlottean. And don't forget, though, after the playoffs are over, we're regardless of the outcome, that's when the real work begins. Steph and his beautiful wife Aisha currently have 2 adorable little ones, but they will be soon going from man-to-man to a zone defense when they welcome in baby number 3 later this summer.
Oh my gosh, they are so cute. As always, we appreciate the update. Thanks, Paige.
That is it for today's Top 30. Here is what's coming up on the next show. A new study looks at how higher gas prices are affecting car shoppers. Plus, many people take vitamin supplements for better health, but are they wasting money? And this service dog's owner got a welcome surprise while waiting to board a flight. You can also listen to the day's biggest stories by subscribing to the new Top 30 podcast. See you next time here on Top 30.